call this the 20 and 30 list because these are the 20 things that we did in our 30s to become millionaires in our 30s. And we are gonna run through this list as quickly as possible, so try to keep up. And if you can implement these things on your FIRE journey, boy, you are way ahead of the pack. If you are in your 20s and you're doing this, oh my goodness. But even if you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, these are things that can make a significant difference and made our journey to financial independence an expeditious one. Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina from Our Rich Journey.
Before we go over the 20 things that we did to become millionaires in our 30s, do us a huge favor and subscribe to our channel, especially if you like videos about making more money, saving more money, and investing more money for financial independence. And so without further ado, let's go down that list. And so in no particular order, number 1 is we stopped loaning money to people.
This one saved us money. It saved us relationships. We just decided that's it. No more loaning money out.
I mean, when you give people money, don't expect to get it back. But for us, we found that it was really destroying our momentum. We would be on track financially, and all of a sudden, somebody else's problem would become our problem, and they would ask us to solve it with money. So that was the first thing we stopped doing. Number 2, we fixed our credit. Oh, in my 20s, my credit was a 420. But now today, my credit is a perfect 850. Now, I'm not gonna go into a whole lot of detail because we have a video that goes into the specifics of it, but this was such an important thing that we got serious about.
Number 3, we picked the right partner. Marriage is actually one of the biggest financial decisions you can make in terms of combining resources, combining income, and working together on financial goals. Picking the right partner is crucial.
Number 4, we found our why for FI. Our kids. Our kids became our why. But for anyone that is out there, if you are pursuing a goal, make sure that you have a why in place. Number 5, we left the USA. Now, we're not saying like we're out of here type of left the USA, but we left to find better opportunities and to explore the world. Now, the first time we moved abroad was actually in our 20s, but we moved abroad again in our 30s. And this time around, we were very, very intentional about our FIRE journey.
Number 6, we maxed out our 401ks and our IRAs. Now, this is so important because the earlier you can get your money into these types of accounts, the more compound interest can do its magic and the more you can grow your money in these tax-advantaged accounts.
Number 7, we invested in ourselves. One of the best investments that we've ever made, the one that continues to pay us dividends year after year, day after day, was the investments that we made in ourselves. This is through education, through things like podcasts, books, going to seminars, workshops, whatever the case may be. We decided to get really intentional about our own education, our financial education. Number 8, treating failures as cheap learning opportunities. Of course, we have failed a number of times, but we never looked at those failures as the end all for us. In fact, we looked at them as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger than ever.
Number 9, we lived below our means and avoided lifestyle inflation. We did not try to keep up with the Joneses. For us, we really focused on our savings rate, increasing that savings rate, because the more that we could save, the more that we could invest. And really keeping an eye on our expenses and keeping our expenses low was really crucial for us.
Number 10, we surrounded ourselves with the right people. Have you ever heard the term, your network is your net worth? Well, that is true in so many different aspects of your life. If it's how much money you're making to how much energy you have on a day-to-day basis, it's so important that you surround yourself with people that are going to give you the right type of positive energy to help you succeed.
Number 11 is we started a side hustle. We were government employees. We worked 9-to-5 jobs, and the income that we were getting from our 9-to-5 jobs was not going to get us to FIRE. We had to create ways to make extra money outside of our 9-to-5 jobs, and a side hustle helped us do that.
Number 12, we travel hacked. If we were going to enjoy this journey to financial independence, we didn't want to deprive ourselves of travel. So we figured out a way to travel for free or low cost. And it was by maximizing credit card rewards. Now, one of the first videos we ever did on this YouTube channel was about travel hacking and how we have been able to travel the world for free on our fire journey because we did this strategy.
Number 13, we automated our finances. This means that we saved and we invested without even having to think about it. We call it the pay ourselves first method. This allowed us to save more money and invest more money, which got us to our goal of retiring in our 30s.
Now, there's something really special about automating your investments, especially because if you can remove yourself from that process and everything is going in cruise control, then it takes some of the emotion out of investing. You see, because we automated it, we had already established our investment plan, our parameters, and our paycheck could just go right into our investments without us having to pick our investments every single month and letting emotions or the news cycle or things get in the way of that process. By automating it, it truly maximized the amount of money we made in the stock market.
Now, we just talked about automating our investments. If you guys are interested in learning more about how to invest, you have to check out our stock market investing course. We help you develop your own personal, unique stock market investing plan, and we give you so many resources so that you feel confident with investing. If you want to learn more about that, we'll leave a link in the description below, or you can also go to ourrichjourney.com to learn more.
Number 14, we stopped buying brand new cars. The problem with buying new cars is that you are paying the highest price for that car that it will ever be. If you just wait for that person to drive that car off the car lot, you are saving 20% on that car. In fact, in our 30s, we had an $800 used minivan that we drove while we lived in Japan. So the fact that we were buying used cars meant that we were saving more money, which we could invest in the stock market.
Number 15, we house hacked to cut housing costs. Now, we found ways to live rent and mortgage free throughout our 30s as a family of 4. We did it in so many different ways. We actually have a video on it, but housing is such an expensive cost for a lot of families. We figured out how to live rent and mortgage free, save all that money, and invest it on our fire journey. Number 16, we learned the power of index fund investing. Investing can seem very complicated when you initially start, but for us, once we found out about index fund investing, the diversification that it allows us to invest in things like the total stock market, we discovered VTSAX, all of these things, learning about index funds allowed us to invest smarter, and that allowed us to get to our fire goal even quicker.
Number 17, we prioritize health. Now, in your 30s, things in life can get really complicated. And sometimes you may not have the time to exercise, to eat right. But for us, it became very important to not only have wealth, but to also have health to be able to enjoy that wealth. And so in our 30s and till this day, we prioritize health. Number 18, we used our credit cards like debit cards, meaning we never used credit unless we had money in the bank to pay off that credit. So every time we used our credit card, we knew that we weren't going to be developing more debt because right away we were planning on paying that off. So with our credit cards, we actually pay off our credit cards in full every single week. So this goes back to why our credit scores are so high, because we've never held balances on our credit card for more than a month.
Number 19, we became hyper focused on creating multiple streams of income. So we had our 9-to-5 job, we had our real estate investments, we had multiple different side hustles that we were managing. It was all in an effort to have income coming in from various streams so that we could grow our income and invest more money.
And not be reliant on our 9-to-5. You see, that was something that was so important for us, especially on this fire journey, because if our employer started acting up, we knew that we had other sources of income to cover the costs that we may have lost from our job. And finally, number 20, we made financial independence and retiring early our ultimate personal finance goal. It wasn't to get out of debt. It wasn't to buy a house. It wasn't to have an amazing credit score. It was always about achieving financial independence and retiring early, because all of those other financial aspects, they all come together when you are pursuing FIRE.
So by making FIRE our goal, everything that we did focused on that goal. We were making more money, saving more money, and investing more money with the ultimate goal of reaching FIRE. So those are the 20 things that we did in our 30s to really propel us to reach financial independence and to retire in our 30s. We hope that you begin implementing these things if there are any that you are not implementing right now. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.